State your name, please.
Peter Feynman. And Mr. Wilders, I would like you to know I am the Republican State Committee man for Palm Beach County, the district that Mr. Hasner represents. I also sit on the board of the Republican Party of Florida. And I can tell you that everybody I've spoken to of the Republican Party fully supports Mr. Hasner, both as the majority leader and for what he does in representing his district, including appearing with you. And at the next meeting of the Republican Party of Florida, I intend to introduce a resolution fully supporting Mr. Hasner, both as majority leader and as a result of his appearance for you, and condemning any organization's attempts to try to silence our freedom of association and our freedom of speech.
Well, thank you so much. This is so good news. I'm even considering to come back and co-sponsor your resolution if that's possible. But this is exactly what the brave representative Adam Hasner needs. So I hope many more will follow in your footsteps and support him, because indeed the freedom of free speech and the freedom and the right of association is very important and dear to us all. We should not once again be intimidated by Islamist organizations, as CARE actually is, who wants to silence us all, and we should never allow it. So thank you so much for your enormous help. Okay.
Yes, sir.
My name is Bill McIntosh. My question has to do with the issue of Islamization and the apparent unwillingness of Muslim leaders and also Muslims, because of the Quran and the Sunnah, to assimilate into European or into non-Muslim society. And as you well know, in Europe, because of geographical proximity, Muslim countries with lots of immigrants, lots of potential workers, guest workers, can easily go to Europe. Whereas in the United States, we have Latin Americans who come from a Judeo-Christian tradition, democracy, far more open to assimilation, and frankly proud in many cases to be Frenchmen, Italians, Germans, or Dutch, or Englishmen for that matter.
True.
Has anybody in Europe started to realize that maybe it would be much, much better for Europeans to actively solicit immigrants from Latin America who are eager to come to the United States?
Yeah.
I get to say one case that when I lived in South America, you would see lines 1 kilometer long of people wanting to go legally to the United States.
Well,
why doesn't Europe get on?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Well, if you promise to take our Arab immigrants, it's a fair deal. We will take the Mexicans and the others. No, it's a very good point you actually make, because indeed immigration brought so much good to this country, because people who want to come to America often want to assimilate and have indeed the same cultural background based on Christianity, Judaism and humanism that that we have, that you have, that we Europeans have. We are not so lucky. We get immigration from countries with often a very retarded culture. It's tough to say, but it's the truth. People from the Maghreb or Middle Eastern countries who adhere to an ideology and a culture that is opposing everything that we stand for, that really don't want to assimilate. Like I say all the time, Islam is not coming to our Western societies to integrate or to assimilate, but wants only to dominate and to submit and start a parallel society, and then at the end of the day wants to submit the whole part of society. So what we should do in Europe, what I believe, is to put a full stop on the immigration from Muslim countries. And if we need immigration, we should indeed look for immigrants from other countries that share the same culture as we have. Like, for instance, Hindus from India, or people from China, or whatsoever, from whatever country, maybe Latin America, other Europeans, Americans, Canadians, whatsoever. But because of the lack of interest of assimilation, we indeed let in the Trojan horse in Europe, and we should stop it. So I fully subscribe to what you said.